Yo, now you have a pretty good game coming up tonight, excuse me, with the Atlanta Falcons. You have the Falcons going to be taking on, they're going to be taking on a pretty good team, and the Vikings. They have a pretty good showing coming out of the first game, put up some damn good numbers, some damn good stats and whatnot. And at the end of the day, um, yeah, I think you know um, it's going to be a battle, and I think it's going to be a huge test for the Atlanta Falcons. And I think this is going to be one of those things for me coming out. And like I said from the very beginning, I'm so not worried about this Atlanta Falcons offense. I'm not worried about the Atlanta Falcons players. I think the Falcons have the players. Obviously, they have Kirk Cousins. You have Michael Penix. You have him at quarterback, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. You have Bijan Robinson. You got Tyler Algier. You got a number of weapons on the offensive side of the ball. What's good, Tony? What's going on, brother? Good morning to you too. You have so many weapons offensively, and I think, with the Atlanta Falcons, we don't know as of yet. At least I have not seen anything yet. With in regards to James Pierce Jr. and whether or not he's going to be available to go. Like I said, I did when I did look at ESPN's injury report, they had damn near everybody on the Falcon team on the injury reserve, the questionable list. Like it seemed like every player, whether he's offensively or defensively, all those guys was on the damn court. They was questionable going into this game. But like I said, maybe that's something different. Hopefully we're able to see James Pierce Jr. I think he's dealing with a groin, if I'm not mistaken, the groin or maybe a hamstring, but he's dealing with some soft tissue issues. But like I said, that's kind of expected to going into week one. There are going to be times in the game where you have during the season where you have players kind of dealing with these types of things, especially early in the season. I do not think the Atlanta Falcons are struggling because of what a lot of people perceive. Oh, this is why we need to play in the preseason. I don't think that's the case. That's just me personally. It's a lot of teams that playing well right now that did not play their guys. But everybody have their own philosophy. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Because that played is struggling. I will say this about the Atlanta Falcons and that defense. One of the things that stood out to me this past week is one thing that stood out to me. And looking back at the game, looking at the secondary, I thought Tampa Bay did a very good job of taking advantage of Jesse Bates. Now, Jesse Bates had to, I know he's extremely aggressive, and I think for the most part, the Falcons kept Tampa Bay in check. But when those key moments came, Jesse Bates got completely taken advantage of with his aggressiveness, and he admitted that. Like I said, the Falcons gave up less than 250 yards, barely 200 yards to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers passing the ball. Did a very good job defensively. I'm still having doubts on whether or not they can consistently get sacks. Okay, we can get pressured all day. I think we was near the percent about 40% pressure rate. So the Falcons did a good job of getting after the quarterback, moving him off the spot, and but now you got to get sacks. There was too many opportunities where we could have got sacks, too many opportunities where we could have had interceptions, and we didn't take advantage of it. And I think that's the thing with the Atlanta Falcons. defensively. It's not changing. Okay, we can sit up here and beat around the bush. It's not changing. It has not changed. And yes, this is game 1, and we got game 2. But this game against Minnesota is going to tell you. It's going to tell us everything that we need to know about Raheem and Jeff Ulbrich. Is this the real deal? Are we being bamboozled? Are we being bamboozled? Have we been bamboozled? Have we been lied to? About, is this guy ready to be a head coach? We gonna see. You go from saying that, you go from being a defensive coordinator with the Rams, and they hire you and say, yeah, now he's ready to be a head coach, and then he comes over here. It's the same bullshit that we've been seeing for the last 10 years. So this is one of those situations where this is a make or break game for Raheem. He gotta win this. It's week 2. But everybody, like I said, the nigga don't wore off of them. We don't see a Negro right now. We don't see a black man. We don't see any of that right now. We see a head coach. Something that I've been trying to get you guys to understand for the last year or so. The last 2 years. 2 years going into 2 years. Understand that this guy is a head coach, and he hasn't shown us the ability to build upon something defensively. He's never done that. He was given a defense. He was given a great player. He was given the opportunity to head a defense that was already pretty much, it was pretty much done. Did he call plays when he was in Rams? Yes, he did. But, it's like, I'm not surprised by any of this. I said going into the season that I don't care about the players. I could give 2 shits about the players right now. I want to see what our coaching do. We got out-coached by Tampa Bay. We got our veterans. We got outsmarted in key situations again. Now, is our talent good enough to keep us in the game? Yes. But the coaching, the situational aspects of the game is what's killing the Atlanta Falcons. You need a sack, we screw shit up. We need an interception, we drop passes. We need a key stop, we give up 2 touchdowns. We need a field goal, we miss the field goals. I don't want to hear nothing about this guy's an excellent motivator. Well, that motivating shit it's not doing anything for us. Raheem's ability to be able to create an environment where players love the coaching staff. That's bullshit. It's not doing anything. Is it factual the Falcons elevated kicker Parker Romo to the active roster tonight? Yes, that is indeed true. From what I understand, Koo did not travel with the team. For what I've been told, he didn't travel with the team, so we'll see about that. Tampa did a good job of keeping. It wasn't necessarily keeping him guessing. The thing is with Younghoe Koo, but Jesse Bates, he was way too aggressive. That's the thing. He was way too aggressive, and a lot of times with a guy like Jesse Bates, when you can take advantage of him being aggressive, and Baker Mayfield did that. They kept running the same play over and over and over again. They kept running the same plays over and over. A lot of dig routes and a lot of slants, a lot of post routes in front of Jesse Bates because they know he likes to bite on stuff. So if they can get enough pass protection for Baker, they can kind of run those double moves and run those. You can run those double moves and you can kind of get behind them a bit, and that's what that Atlanta Falcons did. Because one of the things the Atlanta Falcons like to use a lot of with Jesse Bates going back to that Dan Quinn type of stuff, and it pisses me off with Raheem because he comes from a Tampa 2 type of defense, but we really very seldom use it. We're always in single high safety. A lot of the times it looks like it's going to be too high, but Jesse Bates end up at the right moment. He end up coming towards the line of scrimmage in the middle of the field, biting on the middle of the field, and again, it's not a bad tactic, but these are the things a lot of the time that get the Atlanta Falcons messed up. So I just thought that Baker Mayfield and the Bucs, they did a good job of calling certain plays several times during the game, and then they called it at the right time, and Jesse Bates bid on it. And he admitted to biting on those plays late in games. Can't happen. See, the thing is, it's not Tampa 2. It looks like a Tampa 2. But nobody's buying the bullshit. Cause it looks like the Tampa 2, but it actually is literally just a cover 3, cover 1, cover 3, cover 1, with the safety having the ability to decide where he wants to go. And see, with a guy like Jesse Bates, you get him the freedom, but it also, can bite you in the ass if you don't guess right. And that's what happens. So it looks like a Tampa 2, but a lot of times it end up being a cover 1. And in that instance, you saw the touchdown, the go-ahead touchdown to Ibuka, whatever his name is. You saw that Mike Hughes kind of waved to the safety that he needs help. He needs help deep. And what happened was Jesse Bates, he bit. Watts was supposed to have the third, but it was too late. And these are the things you have to have with communication with your safety. The safeties have to think right. If the safeties guess wrong, it's an easy touchdown for a guy like Baker Mayfield. Easy. And those are the things with the Atlanta Falcons in key situations that continue to screw them up. So it really ain't. He doesn't play as much too high safeties that you think. We were 4th in pressures last year out of 3. Denver was 5th in pressures. Like I said, I love the fact that Jeff Ulbrich is continuously, like I said, I want to see this throughout the year. Now, there's not going to be quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield that are going to continue to make, continue to make those types of plays, because not everybody has those types of receivers, but you got to keep the quarterback uncomfortable. And for the most part, the Falcons did that. But like I said, in key situations, we missed a lot of sacks and missed a lot of opportunities and allowed Baker Mayfield to get comfortable in that fourth quarter. Can Coach Raheem out-coach a minute? No, I don't have no look. Can he out-coach a Minnesota Viking? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in Raheem as a coach at all. My belief is never is going to be on Raheem. Never. He just showed me too many times that the Falcons going to make the same mistakes all the time. They make the exact same mistakes defensively, always. And I saw that they got it way too late. Coach Raheem and Coach Zach, they got it way too late that they needed to move Michael Penix around. They need to use Bijan Robinson as a pass catcher because obviously Darnell Mooney wasn't there, so you needed another guy that can create more space. I thought they got that way too late, and they kept trying to force the ball, running the same running play at Vita Vea every snap. every running snap. It was the same thing. It was just different looks out of the same formation, running the same, hoping that Tampa was going, mess up one time, and they never did. So these are the things you can easily point the finger at the offensive coordinator, say the offensive coordinator didn't call the right plays, but what's the head coach for? If you see that your offensive coordinator isn't calling a good game, at some point in time, you got to tell him to switch it up. That's your job as a head coach. So we're pointing the finger at Zach Robinson saying, well, Zach Robinson didn't call. Well, why didn't his head coach? If you sitting at home can say that these plays aren't effective and they aren't working, why is it that our head coach is just sitting there watching this debacle unfold? These are the things that we talking about as a head coach. This is the reason why I have no confidence in him. Because when our coaches aren't doing their job, he's not getting on them. He's not making the adjustments quick enough. It took him 3 quarters to understand that Michael Penix can actually run. 3 fucking quarters. It took him 3 quarters to realize that Mike Penix can run. Because you had it in your head that this guy is a pocket quarterback and we want to keep him in the pocket. Until Michael Penix come out of his mouth and say, bruh, I don't want to run, we shouldn't even, we need to have that aspect of his game in our playbook. Period, point blank. If this guy comes out and say, bruh, I don't want to run, we need to have that in our playbook. From first quarter all the way to the fourth. It needs to be. And we got there way too late. Yeah, we eventually, Michael Penix ended up getting it, but it was, in my opinion, it was too late. Can Bates handle? Man, fuck Jefferson, okay? Fuck him. Okay? Minnesota's not gonna win no fucking Super Bowl because no fucking Justin Jefferson. Like, why are we so, like, what really pisses me off? Like, everybody always scared of wide receivers. We need to be worried about the quarterback. Who getting in the ball? Who's calling the plays? We know Jefferson gonna get the ball. He gonna get 15 fucking targets every game. I'm not worried about him. That's something that he's gonna get. Fuck him. He's not gonna beat us alone. One player can't beat a team alone. So fuck Jefferson. How many times have we seen Julio have 150 fucking yards or 100-yard game and we still fucking lose because we can't protect the quarterback or we can't run the ball? Fuck Justin Jefferson. Like, motherfuckers act like wide receivers is just gonna be the difference of everything. Guess what the fuck happened with Baltimore? Flowers had, 143 yards and they still got their ass kicked. 143 yards and still got their ass kicked. So fuck a Jefferson. Fuck a wide receiver. I'm worried about the running back. I'm worried about the offensive line. I'm worried about the quarterback, getting those guys. Fuck a Jefferson. That really pisses me off when people just, oh man, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We can't stop Jefferson. Well, nobody can. So fuck him. This is why Bill Belichick is one of the greatest of all time. They take away what you do best, or they allow you to do what you do. Let Julio be Julio. Let this guy be this guy, or take it away. But you're not going to beat us this way. So the thing is, if the Atlanta Falcons, what Todd Bowles did, he said, bruh, I don't give a fuck who else get the ball, but Bijan Robinson and Tyler Allgeier ain't running the ball. That's what they did. They didn't give a fuck about Bijan Robinson being a mega star. They didn't give a fuck about Kyle Pitts' game last year. They ain't give a fuck about Drake and all the other shit. They said Bijan is not going to beat us. Bijan will not beat us. We're going to do this. Please don't call me no damn Bo. I am not no damn Bo. You said Falcons better stop the run. Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. Like I said, I am not worried about no one person. If the Falcons just do what they do, that'll be fine. But we can't get carried away because of one guy. We can't be looking at one guy and say, if we don't stop them, we're going to lose. Like, no, that's not true. Never been true. Tyler and Bijan on the field at the same time. Why are you asking me that question? Why are you asking me about Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier being at the same time? That's what I want to know. Because I feel like a lot of the questions, a lot of time that people only ask me questions because of what social media and what everybody else is saying. Man, you don't get out here with that bullshit. Look, that's how y'all get cussed out. Y'all coming with that dumb shit. Y'all barely passed for 200 yards. He talking about Falcon couldn't stop it. Man, shut your ass up. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't get protection and you don't run block well, it don't matter who on the field. You get beat up front, you win, you lose. You can't get beat up front. So it don't matter who's in the backfield, who's the quarterback. If you don't protect the quarterback and you don't run open run lanes, it don't matter how spectacular a running back is. Because I think a lot of time people just be so focused on what everybody else think about this formation and that formation and this player being, and none of that shit matters. Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, there wasn't a problem with those guys. Oh, Bijan just didn't come to play. No, it didn't. Offensive line just got their ass whooped. Tampa Bay just whooped the Atlanta Falcons offensive line ass. Period, point blank. We can sit up here and say Bijan didn't play or the Falcons focused too much on Bijan, or they focused too much on Tyler Algier, and they focused too much on throwing the ball. Bottom line, the Falcons got their ass whooped offense. The offensive line got their ass whooped. They did not open the running lanes. But Michael Penix had a hell of a game at the quarterback. We can make all these fucking bullshit excuses about, oh, he was in the pistol too much. Bullshit. You got your ass whipped, okay? Vita Vea took over the Atlanta Falcons offensive line. The Tampa Bay Bucks front seven kicked our offensive line ass. The end. We get so caught up in, man, we need to be shotgun more. We need to, and we play, if we end up coming out and playing more four wise people gonna say, man, why we playing so much shotgun? There's always going to be excuses when you get your ass kicked. And Raymond, if we come out and run the ball, they're gonna be saying to themselves, man, why they ain't throw the ball? Man, we got Michael Penix, why we ain't using it? It's always going to be an excuse for getting your ass kicked. Like, motherfucker, look, we just got our ass kicked. It wasn't because we played in the pistol too much. We didn't run the ball too much. We didn't run. We ran the ball. But guess what? Tampa kicked our ass. They front seven kicked our offensive line and our seven ass. They kicked our ass the end. Stop all this bullshit about Raheem didn't do this and Young Wei Koo missed the field goal. Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, they didn't come to play and all, or they focused too much on this. Falcons got their ass kicked. It's a bunch of excuses when you get your ass kicked. Guess what George Foreman did? George Foreman, when he got his ass kicked by Muhammad Ali, they told George Foreman he was the scariest man alive. They thought he was going to kill Muhammad Ali in the ring. Analysts and boxing experts thought Muhammad Ali was literally going to die in the ring. And guess what happened? He got his ass kicked. He got his ass kicked. Muhammad had a plan for everything he wanted to do, for what he wanted to do. But guess what George did? He just walked out in shame. He just took his ass whooping and said, man, look, I just got my ass kicked. Muhammad beat me the inch of my life. He outsmarted me. He kicked my ass. He knocked me out. He did all that. We need to do the same thing. Falcon fans, stop blaming Koo. Stop blaming Raheem. Stop blaming Zach and blaming everybody else and doing it. They got their ass kicked. Tampa Bay kicked our ass the end. Rich, what's going on, bro? So the pistol is just a formation that's going to be a part of football. I hate to tell y'all, but it's essentially the new I formation. You got the weak guy, strong guy. Traditional I formation. That's essentially what the pistol formation is. Because these defensive tackle is so much more athletic. You give your center more time to kind of get himself together to block. Because if he's on the center, the quarterback get the ball. He gets the ball quickly, but his footwork has to be impeccable when he's in a traditional, when he's not in a shotgun formation. So for me, for instance, like quarterbacks like to be able to set their foot quickly and get rid of it within under 2 seconds. And that's what the pistol and the shotgun allows you to do. And that's why most teams, you see more teams are going to the shotgun to spread offense because they want to be able to have the quarterback make quick decisions and get rid of the ball quickly. So that's what the pistol formation does. It actually helps the quarterback get the ball out quicker because we got these freak athletes on defensive side of the ball, the Micah Parsons of the world. These guys are beating these damn tackles within like a second and a half or so. So that's the importance of being in the pistol. Your quarterback has the ability to read the defense, get the ball out quickly. So that's what, like I said, that's the That's the good thing about the pistol formation. As a quarterback, you love it. You can see what's coming at you, because if you're under center and you're doing play action, for example, you can't see what's behind you. When you're in the pistol, catch the ball, you see what's there, and you can get rid of it. You can't see if you're turning your back, and that's why a lot of offensive coordinators and a lot of coaches are going to the pistol and the shotgun a whole lot more, because the quarterback can see what's in front of them. Most quarterbacks, I'm gonna say most quarterbacks, but a lot of quarterbacks have a problem when they turn their backs to the defense. And that right there, with a lot of teams doing like a lot of zone blitzes and stuff like that, a lot of these young quarterbacks throw more interceptions when they turn their back to the defense. So to help the young quarterback out, you don't want him turning his back. And that's what the shotgun and the pistol formation allows the quarterback to do. Now, once he gets more experience, now you can play a little bit more under center. You can run a little bit more play actions with him, because he's finally learned. So that's why a lot of teams, if they're doing play action, they're doing play action kind of like play action out of the gun and play action out of the pistol. And that's another thing too, Rich. There's no blind side in the pistol. No blind side in the pistol. You got protection on both sides. That right there is a protection. Like I said, the pistol is a protected, but it's based on, when you're in a pistol, to kind of simplify it, the pistol is the best thing that you can do from a quarterback standpoint, because what happens is it's kind of a reactionary type of formation. What I mean by that is, based on what the defense does and what they're showing you, could be two different things. But based on what they do, you know where you're going to you know where you're going to go. So if a tight end or the wide receiver, if they're coming from the left side, they overloading the left side, overloading the right side, the receivers, they know they can break in and break out for either side, the left side or the left side or the right side. That's why a lot of people see Pitts, you see him in protection. Oftentimes that's because they're overloading one side. So this is why teams like Kansas City, they got two tight ends. You see teams like Philadelphia, they run a lot of pistol also, but they have two tight ends. So based on what the defense is giving you, you'll be able to make that quick decision. And that's what happened with a Kyle Pitts. They used a hell of a lot of it, but a lot of those came in the second half because they start blitzing the Atlanta Falcons. They start blitzing them a little bit more. Maurice, what's going on, brother? Elijah Book and Bergeron need to step it up. No, I think they did a good job. Like, again, it goes back to just giving Tampa Bay, look, people, it's okay to understand your opponent, okay? Tampa Bay, their defense has always been good. It's no shame in getting your ass kicked by Vita Vea, okay? It's no shame in getting your ass kicked by Grady Jarrett in his prime, or whoever the best. Jeffrey Simmons. There's no shame in getting everybody get their ass kicked by those guys. The thing is, in key situations, you got to understand, you got to step it up. They are going to fuck it up. You're going to get your ass kicked by Vita Vea and that Tampa Bay Buccaneer. You're going to get your ass kicked. But when you get your moments, you have to come through. You know you're going to get your ass kicked by Aaron Donald. The thing is, you try to do is limit those. It's no shame in Bergeron and Wilkinson getting their ass kicked by one of the top defenses in there because they are top defense. You just have to minimize it. Cansey was another guy that he's a good pass rusher. So I think the thing is, like, I understand that, we're a team of we're fans of the Atlanta Falcons, but we got to be real. Bucks have a good defense, and they've had a good defense for quite some time under him. So us getting our ass kicked by a Todd Bowles defense, he's one of the greatest defensive coordinators in the history of the game. Ain't no shame in that. Like, when you get in the ring with Mike Tyson chances are your ass is gonna hit that canvas, and chances are he gonna make it say, ugh. And I'm not talking about no gut. And I'm not talking about no masterpiece. All right, Mike Tyson gonna make you shit on yourself. Prepare for it. It's going to happen. You're going to struggle against great defenses. And as far as Georgia's concerned, look, did Gunnar Stockton have a good game? Yes, he did. But a good game ain't what I'm looking for. It's about consistency. You got to consistently do it. You look like absolute horse shit the first two games. Yeah, he had a turnover at a crucial time with the fumble. It is what it is with that. But you just got to be consistent. He missed a lot of easy throws. Now, that throw at the end of the game, that shit was big time. That was a big time throw by Gunnar. And that's what you want from your quarterback, to come in and make big plays in key situations. That's exactly what you want. So they did a good job. He did a good job this game against Tennessee. But I'm not saying, oh, you're Gunnar the real deal. Nope. The real deal consistently does that. But I'm going to end it because the regulators about to start right now. So y'all head over to Atlanta Falcons Nation to join the crew over there with the regulators. They're going to go over today's game. Like I said, I'm going to get ready for the games for the most part. But like I said, man, at the end of the day, it ain't nothing wrong. I'm not going to be too critical of our offensive line for getting their ass kicked by a Tampa Bay Todd Bowles defense. Because Todd Bowles is one of the greatest defensive coaches ever. And it ain't no shame in that as far as I'm concerned. But again, we talk about consistency. I'm not tripping off our pass protection after one game. I'm not. But that right there is the bottom line, because Mad Mike says so. Hit that subscribe button if you want more live shows like this. I am out of here. Head over to the regulators and join them for the pregame show. I know we got a game at 8 o'clock Sunday Night Football. I don't like late games at all, so fuck the NFL for giving us the a late game. I don't give a shit about no college rematch and all that goofy shit. It's the NFL. Fuck that shit. Hey, fuck it. I'm out of here, man. Peace.